Traders, welcome back to the channel. We're covering AMC. I'm going to go over the options that I bought today, how I see this thing moving into the end of the month of December. But I do want to highlight something. I said the bottom was in, and I was wrong. I have the cojones to say I was wrong about that. Now, I couldn't have anticipated coronavirus attacking us from every angle, and apparently the whole market freaking out and every stock being shorted to the ground, apparently. However, what I will say is despite AMC dropping lower than Cardi B at an Offset concert, I do think there's hope. I do believe there's money to be made here. Like, subscribe, do what you gotta do. Let's not waste any more time. Let's get to it.
I got no drip in my pocket.
All right, so we're going to look at the chart. We're going to look at some options flows. We're going to look at things like that. Now, looking at what happened to AMC, the first thing I want to point out, we're going to go to the 4-hour chart very quickly so I can get you in and out, like I said. This is the last line of support, in my opinion. If you come back and look, it's this little block right here. Maybe lower end down to 24.5, upper end to 26.5. It's about a $2 block of support. You saw you come down as low as 25.5. I think there's a little bit more room to go down. However, it looks like you're getting a strong bounce from those levels. Now, if you want to zoom out even further to see why I like this area so much for support, you can come out to about the daily, and you can look back here. You can come all the way back to 1946, apparently when AMC was last this great of a stock, and you can see this is that local top. You have about 26.5 to the lower end of about 25. So that's the area that I'm watching, and that's what I want to see hold locally for AMC. If it gets below that, things could get bad. Now, in the past, when I mentioned AMC, 25.24 was a really big resistance, right? And you flipped above it. You had the flip, perfect dip, push back up. Beautiful. Now, right now, you're coming down to it. So, in my opinion, you want to hold this range. If you start dipping below, that is no bueno. This is ugly. That's bad. You don't want to see it. Slap on the wrist, get away from it. You know, plead, beg and plead for that not to happen. We do not need that or that type of energy going into 2022. But what did I buy? I want to be very transparently clear before we get into any further of the video. I bought December 17th calls for $40 strikes. Those are what I bought today. I'm going to go over exactly where I bought those. The post that I made in Discord, things like that. Those links are down below as well if you're interested. If you just want to see live updates as well, check out Twitter because I posted there as well. But looking at what happened, right? You had a straight push back above VWAP. You'll love to see it. Looks good, right? Nice bounce from that range. You didn't get pushed back above 30, 31, and that's what you're going to see is a retest of this range, most likely going into Monday, Tuesday. But going into next week, what are areas that I want to see? I definitely think you're going to get a retest of this range up here, 110,000%. 35, 36, all the way down to 34.7. That's going to be a huge resistance, but I'm going to explain why I think there's so much money to be made here, why I like this so much. So as we go over to E-Trade, you're looking here, you can see these. This is the options flow for December 17th. And as you can see, you have 13,000 open interest. Most likely the biggest area of open it is actually that's attainable in the near-term future, $40. And those contracts, when I bought them, were at about 75 cents. I was thinking about getting into them around 65, and I just couldn't pull the trigger. And then he started getting the bounce. Now, looking at Discord, where did I get in? Posted it right here. Hot. Everyone loves it, right? It's looking really good. You're getting a nice move. Those are moving very strongly as well. Even with the dip today, you can see they've only dropped 4 cents from the open of the day. Very strong, but they're actually up from where we bought them, so that's another good sign as well. I could see these moving well above $1 come Monday. I am not being greedy with my options. I am making money on my options. My goal is to not hold them to the ends of the world. I am not being greedy whatsoever. You can also see all the volume flowing in there. Is that only from my Discord? To be decided. We will see. However, you look very strong, and that's what I'm looking at there. AMC, in my opinion. Let's look at few key things, too. I want to look at GME, because this is the concerning part for me. When you go to GME, look at the 4-hour, this is something that I've had highlighted. You've had a very strong trend, and you're getting very strong touches. However, you broke, right? You can see you're touching, and now you're breaking, pushing down, getting a retest back of that range. Coming into the 15-minute, you're probably going to get a retest early Monday morning of that range. And how do you respond? How do you react? Can you get a push back to 180? That's what I'm looking for. So overall, I see these retracing back to the upward end of things. They do look good. Very strong press up on the SPY at the end of the day. You got Nasdaq trying to keep pushing as well. We'll see on Sunday evening how indexes start to open to Sunday night. I will have a video Sunday night going over those key levels as well. But this is ultimately what you wanted to see. You're getting turbulence here, which makes sense on the Dow at the monthly level as well. So I think you're going to start pressing back up just like we had on the last week. If we look at Nasdaq, look how you ended last week, right? You ended on a dip on the end of the week right here, 16 flat almost. You started Monday very strong, right? And then you got bad news in between all the days. But however, Monday was an extremely strong day, and you saw indexes come out and show that strength on Monday. So you want to look for that. You want to see strength to start Monday. If that happens, AMC is following the indexes right now. You could easily see a retest of 32 to 34. On the higher end, 34 to 36. That would be my area to definitely be getting out of my options, and then watch how the market responds from those levels. Like I said, longer term positions for myself when it comes to the longer term March options, it's all about how you respond to these levels right here. Can you mount back above 35, 36? Because if you can, you're going to be very bullish. You're going to be very strong. You're going to have a lot of momentum going into that. If you cannot, things will get interesting. Again, looking at every single indicator, in my opinion, 1 hour, 4 hour, whatever you look at, extremely bottom down AMC. I mean, you haven't seen these levels in a while. And every time you get these levels, you get pretty volatile moves up. So there was no way that I was going into the end of this week and not having options based on the historical movements of AMC. This is what you want. This is a beautiful opportunity. You don't sell on the dips, boys. You buy the dips, you sell the rips. That's how you make money on these options. Now, if you're dipping down into these areas and you have supports, you got to cut your position. You got to know smart investing, smart decision making. But you spotted the bottom. You got to bounce near that bottom. And I do project you're going to get strong movements. You got Nasdaq, got Dow. They look very strong. I'm not just hyping this up. I like it. I have a position in it. I see this moving. I'm expecting strong gains out of this. I will keep all of you guys updated on Twitter as well. Again, that link is down below because I'm constantly updating and giving you guys exactly what I'm looking at. I want to look a little bit as well at the January 21st options because those are getting love as well. I do want to highlight that. If you come here, you can see those are definitely getting love. So what we're going to do is just scroll down. We're just going to scroll down. You can just see we're going to look at the big areas, right? The 45s are getting a lot. I mean, look at the 40s, 53,000. That's a lot of options right there. The value of these are pretty important as well. Even with the dip that you had on everything today, even looking at AMC, the massive dip you had from 30 all the way down to 25, whatever the hell. Look at how these are moving. They're barely down 3 cents, 8 cents. That's a big one. 10 cents, that's pretty terrible. I'm not going to lie. That's awful. But looking at some of these, there's still a lot of room. Some of these are even up. In my opinion, you're not out of the woods. You're not, shooting to 500,000 or anything like that. And I think anyone telling you you're pushing to 100,000 is a little bit cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. But let me tell you something. I like what I see. I see the volume there. I see the option flow there. They're not getting killed. The fact that they retained a lot of their value as well shows me there's buyers onboarding. This could be a phenomenal upcoming move. I like what I see. Again, I want to make it very clear because people are always asking me in my comments, where do I see us going? Where do I see us going? I want to see a test of 34.5 to about 36 bucks. That's where we're going to retest, in my opinion. That you're going to get strong movement back to this range, and then how do you react from this level, right? I suspect a little bit of downside, but do you break through it on the second go around? How do you respond? How much volume are you getting in here? There's a lot of rumors about Vanguard selling their position. I can't find that news. There's a lot of FUD across the board. Overall, thesis, fundamental viewpoint of AMC is getting more and more bullish as well. I don't find it extremely coincidental either that you're getting the nastiest dip on AMC, even though indexes, yes, they are coming down. I agree. Indexes are getting slaughtered. I agree. But you're getting the nastiest dip possible on AMC when AMC releases the most bullish news possible. The NFTs are coming out. They're actually becoming profitable most likely in the beginning of quarter number 1, quarter number 2 of 2022. This is good for them. They're getting out of the hole. They're actually going to be producing money with a positive EPS most likely. These are things you want to see, and those are things that are going to push shorts out of their position. Again, this is all just my opinion. Take it as you want. but that's my opinion on AMC. I want to see a test of $34.5 to $36, sitting in $40 December 17th strikes. Yes, $40 December 17th strikes. That's my position on AMC. 100% transparent, no BS. That's what I'm sitting in. If I lose, I lose. You guys know. You can troll me. You can roast me on Twitter. But yeah, that's my opinion. That's my viewpoint. All right, so looking at AMC, absolute bloodbath today. Looking how you ended at the chart, gorgeous. You couldn't have ended the day better. If you're looking at the stock, you could not have ended the day any better. I said in my last video, you needed to hold 28.5. Look where you held, right above it. Absolutely gorgeous. This was 110,000% the opportunity for options, the opportunity to get in, the opportunity to show what you were made of, diamond hands, whatever you may call yourself. This was the opportunity. Now, I know a lot of people were buying shares. That's awesome. I agree. Shares are not hurting the stock. If you believe buying shares is hurting the stock, then you have the brain of an actual monkey and you might actually be an ape. I'm just saying, you're not that educated, because buying is the only thing that's going to push the stock up. I'm not telling you to buy. I'm just telling you that's my opinion, and that's just factual knowledge based on the stock. Okay? That is not rocket science. Okay? Just bear with me. Like, subscribe, do what you got to do. Twitter down below, Discord down below. Every single day, giving you the best content possible, the truth, and 100% transparency. And remember, boys, we run the market.
But I'm about to take off like a rocket. Houston, we might have a problem, but that don't mean